Hi everyone, Sarah Pacaro. Today we're going to be using this little guy to explain and demonstrate a metaphor for what happens within. What happens within you after you experience narcissistic abuse, after your brain goes through the trauma of emotional abuse and neglect and narcissistic abuse. Because our brain actually loves metaphors, it loves analogies, it makes sense of those things that don't otherwise make sense. You're able to put connection to things that you're otherwise unable to put connection to using just words, because often it's so much more than just words. We feel it, we experience the emotion of it, we experience certain sensations of it, but it often is something that we can't quite put words to or that we can't describe. Because when we're describing, we're looking for words, we're looking for language to connect with what's going on. And oftentimes we feel like, I'm just at a loss for words. I can't describe it. That's what I most often hear when I'm connecting with people. And they're telling me about what they've gone through, what they've been through. I know I've been there too. You get at that place where you feel tongue tied, feels like, catgut your tongue. I don't know. That's hard. It's hard to describe. It's hard to really say, or common phrases for when you are describing what's going on within you, how it's impacting every area of your life and all of your relationships. So you probably all heard that metaphor for this is your brain and this is your brain on drugs. And being with a narcissist very much feels like a drug. It feels like an addiction. So the same thing happens to your brain. So if we're going to use this as the brain, right, the analogy of what's within, right, what's inside, because we know same thing. This is body that we have is almost like a shell to cover and protect our brain, the same way that an egg is a shell to cover and protect what's inside of it. And it feels like when you've gone through the trauma of a narcissistic relationship, of an emotionally abusive and unavailable relationship, whether it's from parents or partners, usually it's both because you have a partner and you choose a parent that's the same way because your mind goes, this is familiar. Let's pick them to be partners with. And then you're thinking, oh, what is wrong with me? So the inner egg begins to change, right? And when you have come out of a relationship with a narcissist, it looks a lot like this. You feel broken. You feel like a shell of yourself or of a human, and it feels like this is all that's left of you. And what in the world are you going to do with this, right? If you're really supposed to function like this. So, how in the world are you supposed to take this broken, cut open, torn to pieces now, and become this again? So we're going to get into that. So I hope you're excited. So if this is a brain, the brain within it is just the muscle, right? The brain is the muscle, the muscle for the mind, right? It functions. We know that. We don't know how. I'm not a brain surgeon, so don't ask me how. But we know that there are specific functions of the brain. And in that, it like houses, cases, and protects our mind. Our mind is where we have these beliefs about ourselves. Those beliefs about ourselves are established very, very early on in childhood with the relationship with our parents. That's what leads to us having these certain familiar feelings, right? And thinking, well, this is love because our parents are the people that we first love. And what happens within that relationship sets a foundation and dynamic for all the other relationships that we choose, what we'll tolerate, what we won't, our ways of being, our ways of not being, because that was all based on what was modeled for us, what was taught for us, what we felt, the things that were there and available, and the lack of things that were available. We get into that more in other videos, like childhood emotional neglect. It's not what you have, it's what you don't have. So it's not what's there, it's what's not. It's that invisibleness, the absence of, if you have the absence of love, the absence of connection, the absence of support, the absence of feeling a place in your family, then you're going to feel an absence of, and unconsciously, you're going to seek and search that same feeling in relationships, which lead to you being in relationships with narcissists, people who are unavailable emotionally and neglectful emotionally, leaving your brain and your body feeling like this: broken, open, shattered, scrambled, right? Your brain on drugs, because it very much is like a drug. Your body chemically releases the same chemicals, hormones, all those things. And with this, you're left feeling something's wrong with me. That's an unconscious belief that you have. I'll never be good enough. I mean, because what good is an egg when it's like this, right? So I'll never be good enough. I'm too broken. I'm too messed up. I'm helpless. I'm hopeless. I'm defenseless. It's always going to be this way, which is absolutely untrue. And to change it, it does require getting within. You can't just go like this. Take your affirmations and mantras and stick them on the outside. I'm lovable. I am enough, right? And that's what a lot of people try to do in their journey to healing. They go for methods and modalities that just work on the conscious level, that just work on the outside. Sticking these up on your wall. And these are great. And I'm not knocking these, and they are great. They are positive and they're present. I am, because the words that follow I am follow you. So you're trying to tell yourself every day and repeat however many times you're supposed to repeat based on who told you to repeat it. I am enough. I am lovable. I am successful. I am happy. But what's happening is you're just sticking those on the outside, right? You're just reading them, you're just repeating them, and you're just saying them. And yes, the mind does learn by repetition, but the problem is they're not getting within. So if you're just using these or just reading books that give you external knowledge about a particular topic or subject, let's say it's on narcissism or boundaries or codependency or trauma bond, you're not getting to the core and the root of what's within. You're just kind of putting that all around the outside, and there you go, it falls off. It's limited on its effectiveness because what's happened is you got to get within. Until you get within, it's going to feel like you're just hitting a wall. And here's the thing, every time you have an affirmation or a mantra, you're just hitting it slowly. Going like this. I am lovable. I am enough. I am successful. I am happy. I am set free. I am all these positive things. And it's just like this. And maybe, as you can see, it will begin to crack and dent the surface, which is what you want because you want to get within. Remember, the mind is what's inside, right? It's not the shell. That's like this. That's going to do very little when I'm trying to heal and I'm trying to change, especially when my brain feels like this, and so does my body. If you're just repeating affirmations and mantras and positive statements in the present, that's good because every time you do, you make a little dent, a little crack. But it feels slow. It feels like it's going to take forever to truly transform, break through, and change what's within. What's within is the brain, is the mind, right? There's this thing called NLP, neuroplasticity, all those things. You can reshape, you can rewire, you can change your brain. You've got to get to it. And you're gonna have a real hard time getting to it when you're just banging your head on the outside of it, using things that just give you more knowledge about particular topics and subjects in which you want to transform and change when it comes to. So you're just doing this, right? Or you're going to someone, right? A talk therapist, a counselor, and you're just talking about it. And they're like, yeah, you're trauma bonded. Yeah, you should read this book on boundaries. Yeah, all that. I know. That's a narcissist. You probably should leave. You should probably go no contact. All these things, it feels like you're banging your head against the wall because you are, in a sense. To truly break through, truly transform, and truly change, you got to do more than just this. And there is fast and effective methods. And what they're like when you use the power within the unconscious mind, it's like this. Let me get this big guy out. You ready? What do you think it is? Okay. Da da da. What you truly want to do. And this is what we do in a breakthrough session. That's why I call them breakthrough sessions, transformational sessions, whatever you want to call them. It really is breaking through. It's going like this and getting to that. Seeing what's in there. What beliefs are in here? Right? And changing from within. Until you work from within, you're just going to feel like you're banging your head against a wall. You're not going to get very far doing that. Once you get within, then you can see what beliefs are there. Then you really connect to what beliefs are there. Because remember, it's hard to describe with just words, with just language. It's hard to try and figure out because all of that is conscious. All of that is external. You've got to get within, go internal, truly connect to the core and the root of the unconscious beliefs that your mind has and holds about itself because of that past, because of having been through this. When you've been through this, the beliefs that you have about yourself, I promise you, are not this. In fact, if you really want to get close enough to what they are, You take these affirmations and mantras and you add the word not in front of them. That's really what your unconscious beliefs are. I am not lovable. I am not enough. I will never be. They're a lot more like this. So to truly transform and break through, you've got to get to the core, you've got to get to the root, and you've got to get within. So whatever it is that you're doing that leaves you feeling like you're banging your head on a wall, or the progress you're making is inevitably slow, or it maybe feel a little bit better for a time, but then you feel like, you know what? No, I'm scrambled eggs still. Then something's got to give. Something's got to change. So I'm here to tell you that that is exactly what transformational healing and breakthrough is all about. I'd love to guide you to that using this guy. Does not mean it's going to hurt. I'm not saying we're going to bang your head with a hammer. Don't take that the wrong way. But I am saying we get to that very quickly. And that's the whole goal and whole point, right? So you can go on living your life free from all of these beliefs, because there is nothing wrong with you. You're not too broken and you are enough. But what's within is the opposite. The unconscious beliefs that you have are the negative, the opposite to those things which you really want and desire. So if you find that you're banging your head against a wall with whatever modality and method you're using to healing, and you can't get within, or it's taking far too long to get within, then let's connect. I'd love to talk to you more about possibly working together one-to-one. All right, guys, that is it for today. That's all I've got. Let's change this back to the egg it should be. All right, guys, bye for now.